Alright guys, welcome to Earthling Cooks. Today we're going to be making trout. So what we're going to start here with is basically a full trout that's been gutted. Now hopefully this one is deboned. If it's not, we'll talk about how to do that. I'll talk about it either way, but I'll only be able to show you if it's not already deboned. So these are fairly inexpensive fish. This one was from Whole Foods and it was $7. Now that's from Whole Foods. You can get them cheaper at other places. So they come filleted already. You get two nice fillets, so you get 2 meals out of this. You can feed 2 people for $7. Of course, you got a couple other ingredients. Now there are bones in here still, and we're going to worry about taking them out. It looks like they took out a lot of them. Feels like the rib bones are gone. It looks like they got rid of some of the bones, but I still have bones up in here. They're easier to remove once the fish is cooked, so we'll talk about that once the fish is cooked. So what we need is aluminum foil is what we're going to cook them in. Need some salt and pepper, some olive oil, and then we just need a few other ingredients. We need a lemon, garlic, onion, and I use some parsley. Very simple recipe. The fish tastes great. It's actually the first fish when I was young. I went to camp in New Mexico for a month, for 2 summers, and we caught trout, rainbow trout on fly fishing rods, and it was the first fish I ever filleted and cooked in my life. So I really like this fish. It's tasty. It doesn't need a ton of extra flavor. You just want to kind of spruce it up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and prep my onion and garlic and cut up some parsley, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright guys, so I have the ingredients all cut up, and very simple now. We got salt, pepper. First we're going to add on a little bit of olive oil, and just want to drizzle it a little over, not too much, but just get olive oil on there. You can use your hand to spread it out. And then we're going to just throw on the rest of our ingredients. So a little salt and pepper, always are going to use some of that when you're cooking for seasoning. Then we'll throw on, let's go ahead and throw on the onions and garlic. So just get those so they're kind of mixed up all over the place. You don't need a fully cover like every inch. Just get it all in there. I might not use all of what I have. Then I got my garlic again. Just spread it around in there. And then have some of the parsley, same idea. And then you got your lemon. So I made 3 pieces. You can make 2 or 3, however big your trout is, but it looked like for me 3 would fit nicely with this little small one at the back. And then keep your other half a lemon. You can use that to squeeze over your fish before eating it. So now we're going to actually close this up over these pieces. And you're going to want to preheat your oven to 450 degrees. So go ahead and get your oven preheated. And all we're going to do is throw this trout in the oven at 450 for about 15 minutes. You can check it after 10 minutes if you want, and then cook more if you needed. I find that usually 15 minutes works good, 13 to 15. So I'm just going to do it for 15 minutes, and then I know it's going to be done. So let's go ahead and get this in the oven at 450 degrees. Alright, our oven's hot. I went ahead and threw it in the trout in a pan just so it's got a base, easier to pick up and everything. So we'll put this in the 450 oven for 15 minutes. Alright, it's been 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and get this out. There's my alarm going off right now. And we'll bring this over and take a look. Alright guys, so we should be fully cooked. Now the tricky part is going to be getting out the bones. I admit I haven't done this for a while, so we're going to go ahead and take a look and see how good I can do this. Now it's really hot. I might have to slow down, and we're going to open this up. As you can see though, that's how it comes out of the oven. I'm going to have to let this cool down a bit because I can't just touch it right now. I'm going to burn myself. But we're going to go ahead and open it just to take a look. And wow, very flaky. So 15 minutes is how long I cooked it, and definitely cooked, but still looks nice and moist. So if you want to cook it for 15 minutes, you know it's going to be done, and look at that, it's very nice and moist. You could try cooking it for 10 minutes and checking it, but then you got to take it out of the oven, open it, close it, you know. So I find 15 minutes it stays nice and moist. I'm going to get it out of this foil and onto the cutting board underneath, and we'll go ahead and make sure all the bones are out. Alright, so it's still pretty hot, but we're going to go ahead and start this. So you're going to disconnect the head. Mine already is pretty much just falling off, and that's just garbage. You can take off your lemon. And then, if there are bones, I think this one, yep, there are bones there. You don't have to worry about taking off your seasonings a little bit because you got to get the bones out, or you got to eat around them. But, where were I feeling them here? I know I feel some bones in here. Yeah. You're going to have to kind of find where they start. Usually the backbone, you can start pulling them up with. But this one seems to have most of them out. I was just feeling some rib bones, but I think they might have done a pretty good job at deboning this, but I know I felt some. Like there's a little bone in here. Tiny though. I think they deboned this because I bought it from, you know, Whole Foods. And I think I was just feeling a couple little bones that were left in. But I'm not... I know I'm making a little bit of a mess. That's okay. Because if there are bones, you don't want to eat them if you can help it. But usually, I'll just tell you how it would go if there was a big backbone still in there. If there was still a big backbone in there, which this one appears not to have, you would start at the backbone and you would start pulling up and just kind of feathering with your knife, and you'd see big long bones come out. I mean, they're like 2-3 inches long. I mean, they're the length of the fish, and they would be all through here, and they're not in here. So the one that I got was deboned, it looks like, and what I was feeling earlier was just, I might have just been kind of making up what I was feeling, because I thought I was feeling bones, but there's definitely not bones in there. So I can't really show you how to get the bones out because it looks like the bones are out of mine. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half, and we're going to serve up one side. And again, all you got to do when you're eating it is just be cautious. You don't want to swallow bones. But very nice and easy to cook rainbow trout. Super tasty. And it's just a really good meal. Very awesome. In fact, I'll go ahead and just taste. I'm going to taste a piece off my other one over here, just so I can leave that one on camera. It's not a chunk. I'm just going to eat it with my hands. Got to get a fork. Oh yeah, that's good. So, 15 minutes at 450. Very simple seasonings. You can squeeze some extra lemon on at the end if you want, and just watch out for those bones. If there are big bones, start at the backbone, and you can usually pull like almost all of them out in one tug. There's just not the backbone, and the major bones are just already out of this one. So, have any questions, let me know. Happy cooking, and see y'all later.